My name is Bill Barclay, and I'm the artistic director of the international nonprofit Concert Theatre Works. Our mission is to build new audiences for classical music. We know now that music is itself medicine. Music heals, but people aren't going to church. So we tell music stories in innovative ways that celebrate great music and live performance. So please enjoy some of our original works of concert theater. Normal concerts often feel exclusive. Some people don't know when to clap. If we don't speak to the audience, it can feel elitist, and elites just don't have the best look right now, so we loosen them up a little bit. We need to lower our guard, tell a good story, and hook people with joy, reminding all of us that we're part of a bigger story about humanity than just the internet. So we use stories to help music heal people.
Stories say something incredibly precious about a culture. And you have to communicate them through art. And when we communicate across difference, we are changed.
Having 5 composers and 5 stories working radically with media and with narrative to understand what it means to be a hero now, what it means to take a stand today.
There's a lot to learn from the past, and there's a lot of cross-civilization understanding that still needs to happen for our world to be as peaceful as we'd like it to be.
We also crave big art. Robust, ambitious works that give us the raw feels we're not likely to find in commercial entertainment. So we've toured not just to the Kennedy Center, but to the Hollywood Bowl and the Barbican in London, like with this project, Antony and Cleopatra with Shakespeare's Globe.
Our lamp is spent. It's out. Come. We have no friend, but resolution. The briefest end.
The Chevalier is our global tour to support much-needed representation in classical music.
I don't wish to lead all the time.
It's a violin sonata.
It's a sonata for violin and piano. And you're quite good, Your Highness.
It's a solo piece with accompaniment.
It's a conversation.
You're supposed to have the tune.
I want the voices to be equal.
You don't like dominance.
I don't like power. Not over others.
We celebrate Black excellence by telling the story of the first composer of African descent.
The king has created a new force, the Police de Noir. They are registering blacks to bring them back to slavery on the islands. We fight for slavery's abolishment, Wolfgang. That is why my address must stay strictly private. Do you understand?
We drive donations to the Sphinx National Alliance for Audition Support, who does the hard work supporting musicians of color to win tenured jobs at orchestras around the world.
Oh, just program me in your orchestra. I'll even write you something with no development, so they'll think I'm a proper Parisian. G, 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 E, F, G, A, B, C, C, G, G, C, G, E, G, 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 G,
Amadeus.
G, G,
Will you shut up?
We're working to recenter Joseph Bellone to the prominence he never should have lost.
You grossly overestimate my powers and my position.
I suspect your powers cannot be overestimated, Chevalier.
We have reintroduced Joseph Bellone to tens of thousands of audience members. And then there's Secret Bird. 3/4 of the world today live in places that lack universal freedoms of belief, and it's getting worse. Anti-Semitism is on the rise, and we are becoming more intolerant politically here in the United States. When we learn to stop convincing people they're wrong about values, politics, and preferences of all kinds, only then can we experience the next stage of our human evolution, working together to protect a world where we each get to choose our fate. Classical music also has to respond more quickly to what people are experiencing right now. In this case, we teamed up with, you guessed it, jugglers. Coming out of the pandemic, I was concerned that we had forgotten what it is we were put on this planet to do. I was nervous people had forgotten their role to support the arts at all. How do we get their attention? And fight the scaries that were telling us all to stay in bed? We got back on the horse by doing something that's never been done in London before. But the one thing that never needs defense, proof, or reason to exist is comedy.
But I just looked at her.
Oh, a lying little son of a gun. You mean you didn't cast your lascivious eye?
Sure, I've looked, but you can't really believe that.
Are you aware of how troll girls conceive?
I'm pregnant now, although I suppose it could be Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Roll your sleeves up, get in there.
Who are you, Paget?
The only thing to do is go into yourself. Look for the reason that is making you write. See whether it has rooted in the deepest place in your heart. Admit in all honesty whether or not you would die if you weren't allowed to write.
Your words will always be with me.
Music. Why does it make us feel such powerful emotions? Music is everywhere, in all known cultures of history. As a composer, I've always wondered, what's it for? Why do we love it? I have an even bigger question. Can music reveal the meaning of life? There are answers to these questions, surprising connections between science and harmony that have completely changed my life. The truth isn't complicated, so why don't we all know it? Maybe now's the time, and we should learn it together. Join me live for the story of who we are. Music's unity with nature, the planets, your emotions, even spirituality. Let's join the dots. A concert experience unlike any other. Full orchestra, projections, and you to change our relationship with music forever. Join us and discover what music is. We make works deliberately for young people to give them a first experience in the concert hall that they will never forget, so they clamor for more. If a young person picks up a musical instrument before the age of 14, their brains can change forever. It's critical to get young people in the door early, igniting a passion to someday be on that stage. Sometimes approaches to young people are just as powerful with adults. Objects as innocent as puppets can totally transform an audience. We somehow project ourselves onto puppetry. We become them, and suddenly we see ourselves right there on stage with the musicians. A score by Max Richter, of course, never hurts. It's up to us to support artistic risk, to constantly make the case for live music. This is concert theater, an equal playing field where everyone is included, everyone is important, and the door is open for you, yes, you, to come to church. I've committed my life to building audiences for music through works of concert theater, making stories that are relevant to now. I've discovered that people sometimes need a little something extra to leave the house, to play piano, or to play well with others. Let us help you tell a story that means something to your audience, because concert theater works.